welcome. She is here from Gullah Geechee Nation, and we are having the Appreciation Week proclamation written for you. Good evening, good to see you. Always love having you here.
Love the day.
Whereas Gullah, when do you ever read this in Gullah?
And
Teach
we
me
want
that.
to see when I do this.
We'll see, next year.
I want yet it.
Whereas Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week began in 2012, and this celebration of the living legacy, Gullah Geechee history, heritage, and culture came about due to the work of St. Helena Island native Queen Quet, chiefess of the Gullah Geechee Nation. And whereas Queen Quet and Kwame Shaw founded the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival in 2005, which is the culminating event of Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week. Whereas the town of Bluffton has been supporting both these activities since they began, and to show the support, we are calling on all citizens and visitors to take part in the activities associated with these events, which are part of the global activities for the United Nations International Decade of People of African Descent. Whereas the theme for this year's celebration is Fawi Ancestors. And whereas the town of Bluffton joins in acknowledging the native Gullah Geechees of the Gullah Geechee Nation from Jacksonville, North Carolina, throughout the Sea Islands and the Low Country, and supporting and the honoring of their ancestors and that built this region in the continuation of this rich cultural heritage. Therefore, I, Lisa Salka, Mayor of the town of Bluffton, along with our Bluffton Town Council, do hereby proclaim July 29th through August 6th, Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week in the town of Bluffton.
Thank you.
So we love doing this for you.
Thank you.
One more, can I blow my glasses off? Sorry.
She getting close.
She's here. So thank you, Jen. Things to say, you're welcome to. I will pass this out. Put your things outside too when you go. Brochures on the table.
Certainly.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor Soka. Thank you, Town Council. We're going to have all 100 children that crack your teeth next there with the mayor. Yup. Okay. Okay, they act like they don't stand tall.
They pretend they know what you said.
Anyway. Okay. Good evening, everybody. So glad for this year one more again at Bluffton and things like that. And not just for this year proclamation one more again, but because I used to serve upon the Historical Society right here in Bluffton. And been the first Gullah Geechee for day upon there. So they could have quickly learned, say, I ain't just to crack my teeth like this year. I could also speak your language. That's how come they had me on the board. Okay? And so I just want to say that in all the years receiving the proclamations here, I think today is the most exciting one for me. Because when I first started coming to the town of Bluffton, of course, you had no Sam's and Wells Fargo greeting me at the entrance. There were trees, okay? But there was a building across from the oyster factory. And the first time I ever spoke to a group here in Bluffton, I spoke in this room. And then we went to the oyster factory, and I was giving them more of Gullah Geechee history about the May River. And I looked over, and they said, well, you know that building was one of the first buildings that a black person in Bluffton actually built. I said, well, they built all of them. They said, but we meant for himself, you know, and owned it. And that's the Garvey House. And from that day on, I kept saying, at some point when you come here, I pray that that building is still standing and that you could actually tour the building. I just came from touring the building. And I told them I was keeping myself calm because I wanted to shout the whole property because I was so happy that I could actually physically go in the building now and feel the energy and the power of what is still there after leaving from the enslavement cabins that are behind Haywood House that I've spoken in so many times and touched the walls and shouted and sang there. And now to be able to come to Bluffton all these years later and see that this town is not just talking about the history of the town, not just giving a piece of paper and saying, oh yeah, we love y'all Gullah Geechees once a year, but investing in the Gullah Geechee story of this town so that the world can come here and know why I want to shout and have shouted along the May River. So I commend you and I thank this town for doing this, because to others, they would have seen that leaning building and said, get rid of it. And instead you had the vision to say, no, it's leaning, as we would have said, leaning upon the Lord's side. And God has blessed us that is standing strong. And that shows the strength of this town that Sherman couldn't burn down. So God bless all of you. I hope you come across the other river, the Broad River, not just the Mere River. You can come up the Mere River, but you need to get to the Broad River and come across my side, because the first weekend in August is when the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival will be in this county again. We will be on St. Helena Island, my home island. So I'm going to leave flyers right on the table outside, and you're welcome to take those. And hope to see you again, and come shout with me across the other river over yonder. Including you, Mayor Soko. We got to make this more than once a year that we get together. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Thank you.